We're here to idea you, to fire up your curiosity and connect you with the people and ideas that shape our world. Watch, listen, understand, connect, and create. Let's move the human story forward together.
Hello and welcome to The Poetry of Science, a podcast which provides insight into new scientific research via the medium of poetry. I'm your host, Dr. Sam Illingworth, and each week I'll be introducing you to some of the latest scientific findings and sharing a selection of science-themed poetry. After all, we could all do with a little bit more poetry in our lives. In this episode, I'll be exploring new research which has used wobbling stars to find new exoplanets. In the black expanse, a signal, faint, distant, quivering, draws the eye. Stars shudder, caught in the movements of giants, unfolding with weight and fire beneath their shrouds of night. A flash, a hint of light dimmed, an orbit traced, the path to other worlds. Numbers etch the heavens, scribing tales in trembling light. Every murmur a revelation, every shiver a promise in this phantasm of planets, waiting to be known. This poem is inspired by recent research published in the Astrophysical Journal, which has identified 15 new exoplanets and measured the masses of 126, providing crucial insights into their compositions and advancing our understanding of planetary systems. The discovery of planets beyond our solar system, known as exoplanets, has greatly expanded our understanding of the universe. While earlier missions like Kepler have identified thousands of these distant worlds, determining their masses remains a significant challenge. Measuring a planet's mass is crucial as it reveals much about its composition, atmosphere, and potential to support life. However, obtaining accurate mass measurements requires advanced techniques and sensitive instruments. One effective method is observing the wobble of a star caused by the gravitational pull of an orbiting planet, which shifts the star's light spectrum. This phenomenon, known as the radial velocity method, provides essential data for understanding these distant worlds. New data from the Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite, or TESS, and the TESS-Keck Observatory has been used to make significant strides in this area. This research, part of the TESS-Keck survey, has produced the largest and most uniform mass catalogue of exoplanets to date. By analysing over 9,000 radial velocity measurements, the team determined the masses of 126 exoplanets and discovered 15 new ones. This comprehensive dataset allows scientists to estimate the densities and compositions of these planets, providing valuable insights into their nature. Notably, the study identified two particularly intriguing planets, TOI 1824b, a superdense sub-Neptune, and TOI 1798c, an extreme super-Earth, which is so close to its host star that it makes one orbit in less than 12 hours. These findings contribute to a deeper understanding of planetary diversity and evolution, highlighting the unique characteristics of our own solar system. Now that you've heard the science, let me read the poem to you again. In the black expanse, a signal, faint, distant, quivering, draws the eye. Stars shudder, caught in the movement of giants, unfolding with weight and fire beneath their shrouds of night. A flash, a hint of light dimmed, an orbit traced, the path to other worlds. Numbers etch the heavens, scribing tales in trembling light, every murmur a revelation, every shiver a promise in this phantasm of planets, waiting to be known. In this section of the podcast, I like to share a poem written by another poet on a topic related to the science that has been discussed so far. In this episode, I'll be reading In the Planetarium by James Doyle. James Doyle was born in New York City and grew up in the Bronx. His poetry collections include Einstein Considers a Sand Dune, published in 2004, and Bending Under the Yellow Police Tapes, published in 2007. His poems, known for their precision with plain language, have appeared in numerous literary journals, including Chelsea, Green Mountains Review, the Iowa Review, the Massachusetts Review, and Poetry. Doyle worked in Wisconsin politics and taught before retiring to Fort Collins, Colorado with his wife, the poet Sharon Doyle. In the Planetarium by James Doyle. I read the palms of the other kids on the field trip to see which ones would grow up to be astronauts. The lifeline on Betty Lou's beautiful hand ended the day after tomorrow, so I told her how the rest of our lives is vastly overrated, even in neighbouring galaxies. When she asked me how I knew so much, I said I watched War of the Worlds 6 times, and if she went with me to the double feature tomorrow, I'd finish explaining the universe. I smiled winningly. The Halley's Comet lecture by our teacher whooshed in my one ear and out the other. Thank you for listening to the Poetry of Science.
Thank you very much for being with us for this episode of the ideaXme Show. ideaXme is a global platform. Our mission is to move the human story forward by sharing knowledge of the future. You can find us on all major audio networks at www.radioideame.com, on YouTube and Vimeo. Please subscribe.